I almost got married once. There were no two souls more in rhythm than Wentworth and I. And I was persuaded by my family to give him up. I would have been a far happier woman in keeping him than I have been in giving him up.
It's been 7 years.
8.
Darling, at some point, you have to move on.
Jane Austen was one of the most popular authors of all time. She had an interesting take on the world around her, especially about women. Dakota Johnson plays her heroine in Persuasion, but this time with a diverse cast, breaking the fourth wall, and it gives Jane a modern view of women.
She sees women in a way that I think when these books were released, they weren't necessarily used to being written that way.
Never.
And I think it sparks still a conversation of the agency of a woman living in a society that lacks lots of freedoms and lacks equality. And, you know, her prose are delicious.
Indeed. Now, there have been many versions of Persuasion over the years. This takes a bit of a modern twist. When you and the director talked about this, why?
I think we all just felt that it was time to bring some modernity to this story. And, you know, it's like a cover of a song. It's just artists taking a great work of art and appreciating it so much that you want to play it your way.
Talk about the world that she lived in. It was a beautiful world. It was a world with a lot of visual splendor, which is reflected in your show.
The world, I think, is so visually stimulating, so detailed, so ornate and vibrant. And yet the thing that's the most enticing is Anne Elliot's inner world is even more vibrant.
That, I think, really is the secret to Jane Austen. I feel like I know Jane Austen's characters. I feel like if I meet them, they would be people I already understand. To what extent was the visual element helpful when you and being in the moment?
I mean, so much. I think the locations we filmed in, but also the costumes, the shoes, the corsets, it just informs everything, the way you move, the way you speak. How you hold your body, and all of it was incredible. Also seeing your castmates also in their costumes and in their physicality, you know, everything informs everything.
Dakota, thank you very much for giving us your time.
Thank you so much.
Flicks with Patrick Stoner explores the craft and culture of filmmaking that enhance our communities for television stations and websites around the country.